The Iowa Early Learning Standards are the standards we use in Iowa to help drive our instruction in our preschool classrooms. The Iowa Early Learning Standards are divided into the areas of physical well-being and motor development, approaches to learning, social and emotional development, communication, language and literacy, math and science, creative arts, and social studies.
When we use these, this is just part of our classroom. It's part of creative curriculum, it's part of our goal assessment, and there are crosswalks to show some of these different areas. When you are putting those into place with fidelity in your classroom, you are doing each one of these areas. As we look through it, we saw a lot of correlations, and we've used these and we know about them, but just revisiting them, having a better understanding of what they are, because they have a heading and then they have standards underneath them. So just like the first one, physical well-being and motor development, 8.1, it also talks about health and safe living, 8.2, large motor development, and 8.3, small motor. Each one of our different standards has sub-standards underneath it.
The actual Iowa Early Learning Standards are broken down into two sections. So the beginning section with 1 through 7 is the infant and toddler. So they are good for daycare centers or younger places, that have little ones. So there are standards for all students. 8 through 14 are for our preschool classrooms. So when you're looking through them, you will see the division. The areas stay the same, like in infants and toddlers, there's always also physical health and well-being, as there is in the preschool.
We also have many people that come out and visit all the classrooms. We have our ECSE consultants, our instructional service consultants, and we are all well versed in those Iowa Early Learning Standards because that drives our instruction, just like Penny said at the beginning. So anytime that you want to reach out to any of us and ask questions or know more about that, feel free to at any time. We do use these quite often, and like I said, if you're already doing our creative curriculum in the classroom, you're already doing parts of this. So use this as you build your lesson plans and think about what you're guiding to your students to do. Just like when we were talking about the math area, I think that we came up with something too. What did we talk about earlier?
I think the one I found in there today that really made me think was that students will count to 5. And I know when I've gone to visit classrooms, we really put an emphasis on counting to 10 or counting to 20, but the Iowa Early Learning Standards tell us that these preschool age students should be counting to 5. So just when you look at those and you start thinking and applying it to what you're doing in the classroom, it just drives you back to what actual developmentally appropriate practice is.
So what we will leave you with today on the standards-based website that you're looking at in the Iowa Early Learning Standards is we'll give you different links to take a look at. Iowa Department of Ed has a couple of great resources. We will put some of our crosswalks that we have either developed or the state has developed so that you can see the correlation between creative curriculum, GOLD, Iowa Early Learning Standards, that it's not one more thing that we're having to add to our lesson plans and add to our planning. We're already doing it just because we are an early childhood classroom. I think that's all for today, but it is something great to look at. We had the last couple weeks, we've been diving into them again and just taking a look at it. It's no matter where you're at in your practice, I think it's worth looking at. So thank you for joining us here in our classroom. It's been fun, and we will see you next time.